I'm in the kitchen today and inspired by Julia and Jacques Pepin and their TV show and cookbook that came out in the late 1990s called Cooking at Home with Julia and Jacques.
Happy cooking!
Bon appetit!
And it's fun to cook together.
It certainly is.
If you've never seen the show, which is currently on PBS reruns, but you can also find on the internet, of course, it is hilarious, and I'm not sure it's meant to be. The combination of Julia and Jacques and their really strong cooking perspectives and also very strong personalities leads to some comedy gold. Just observing them in the kitchen together makes me laugh. They're very much like Mutt and Jeff. Julia is very tall, Jacques is not a tall man, and their presences together just make me chuckle.
Why, Jacques, what a wonderful costume. Why?
Because I have all the ingredients for a Julius Caesar salad.
It's not Julius Caesar salad.
It's not.
Caesar salad, Julius version.
If you haven't seen the show, but like me, enjoy a good old-fashioned vintage cooking show, this one might be one to check out. Today, I'm gonna make their pork and port over orzo, and this is an incredibly easy dish that uses some kind of interesting ingredients, including black currant jam, ketchup, port, and prunes. While you can follow the recipe letter for letter, I think it's really meant to be more inspiration for home cooks like me to learn a method or a technique and then apply it with varying ingredients. So while I am gonna make this with prunes today, which is the way they made it, if prunes are not something you're into or you don't stock them on your pantry shelf, I've also done this with apricots, I've done it with dates, but I would encourage you to try it with prunes. As Julia says, and I tend to agree, prunes are fine on their own, but much better when they're drenched in meat sauce.
I think prunes are much nicer when they have a little meat sauce in them.
So this may be a chance for you to bring prunes back into your repertoire with this pork and port and prunes over orzo. But first step, I've got to do a little bit of slicing and dicing to get us ready to move over to the stove. Before we slice up our pork, our shallot, our basil, and parsley, I want to get our prunes soaking in a little bit of port. If you've not had port before, it's a kind of a sweeter dessert wine. It is delicious tasting and a delicious kind of dark color. This doesn't require a fancy or a super aged port because we are going to be cooking it out. You just want one that you like the taste of and would drink with no problem because the flavor is going to concentrate. The port is going to be used to rehydrate these prunes. It's sweet. It's a little bit viscous. It's absolutely delicious with a little bit of acidity in the background too, which is kind of nice. So this is about 10 ounces of pitted prunes, and I'm gonna use this whole container. I've got 2 pounds of pork tenderloin here, and so I want enough prunes and port sauce that everyone gets a little bit of fruit with each bite of pork. So we're just gonna go all the way in with all of the prunes. And then I'm gonna cover them in port, just enough port to soak them. I'm just trying to rehydrate them a little bit and make sure that each of them soaks up some of that delicious port. And both the fruit gets a lot sweeter, it starts to macerate a little bit, and will actually start to break down a little bit because of the port. So with a spoon, I'm gently just gonna kind of stir this around, and then I'm gonna set this off to the side. You want the prunes to soften up quite a bit and to absorb a lot of that port. So just make sure they're submerged, set it off to the side. They'll be ready for us in a few minutes. Next, we're gonna deal with our pork tenderloin. So these are pork fillet or pork tenderloin. It's the loin part of the pork, as implied by the name. And this part of the TV episode is actually quite funny. Jacques suggests to tornado the pork, which is to cut it into little medallions. And Julia says, I think we should actually just cut it into chunks. And she goes ahead and cuts it into chunks.
Do you want to cut the fillet into little tornado? And we do.
The thing is, do you like it turned or do you like it in little chunks that way?
The way.
I'm gonna do it in little chunks.
Okay, that's good.
Pretty adorable the way that they work together. The relationship between them is very cute because both of them clearly are used to being the boss and they end up stepping on each other a little bit. But we're gonna do as Julia says and cut this pork into chunks. They use just 1 pork loin, but I wanted to make enough so that I could have like 4 to 6 servings of this. And for me, that's at least 2 pork loins. And then these go off to the side, ready for some salt and pepper and to brown over at the stove. Last step before we head over to the stove, I'm just gonna chiffonade a little bit of basil and the same of parsley. Jacques is not particular at all about how he cuts this or how much he uses, so we're not going to be either. And then last, a couple shallots. Because I'm using 2 full pounds of pork, I'm gonna bump up the onion a little bit. But 1 shallot would probably be just fine for this too. Shallot cut, I'm officially crying. So that is it. Everything else happens over at the stove. See you over there. So first step here is to brown the meat. So I'm gonna get some heat-resistant oil. I'm using avocado oil. Vegetable oil would work well going in the pan. And this is not a non-stick pan. Julia and Jacques have an adorable back and forth about whether or not to use a non-stick pan. She doesn't believe, Jacques, that the meat won't stick, and it doesn't. I can't guarantee that that will be my experience. But enough oil on the bottom should help us with the sticking. So I'm just gonna add some salt and pepper to this pork while the oil starts to heat up. And the goal is to cook the pork here. We're gonna cook it all the way through. And then I can see the oil almost starting to smoke. It's definitely rippling. So in goes our pork. Trying to get a good brown on all of these little chunks of pork. You don't want to crowd your pan, so I might do this in 2 shifts. Okay, our pork is mostly cooked through. I'm going to rewarm it in the sauce in a minute. So I want it to be almost all the way there, but it can have a little bit more to go too. So I'm just going to remove it with the rest of the pork, and then we're going to get started building the sauce. Bring the heat down a little bit, and now we're to deglaze with some red wine vinegar. Okay, I've got all the brown bits off the bottom of the pan. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of chicken stock. And then our prunes have plumped up nicely, absorbed some of that pork, but we're gonna add all of this right in. And then at this point, Jacques says we reduce the sauce, and Julia says, oh, but we could add some shallot.
To simmer gently to reduce a little bit for 4 or 5 minutes, right? Don't you think so?
We could put a little shallot in at this point.
At that point, we can put them. Okay.
So you guessed it, they add the shallot. Now is the point at which we reduce the sauce. So I'm just gonna let this reduce, thicken up a little bit, let those prunes cook a little bit, and we are almost done. So now the finishers are a little squirt of ketchup, and a couple tablespoons of black currant jam. This is gonna thicken up the sauce. Gonna add some more sweetness in the background. Just gonna stir this in and give it a taste. We're gonna nestle our pork back in, let it heat back up. We are ready to serve. And we're all done. It smells absolutely amazing in here. I just let that sauce reduce a little bit more and let the pork heat back up, and then plated it just with a circle of orzo and some fresh herbs, and the pork and the sauce in the middle. And I can already see that the pasta is starting to absorb some of that sauce, so it's perfect, nice and thick. Ooh, it looks so good. The prunes kind of broke down a little bit. Absolutely perfect. Pork is cooked nicely. It's sweet and savory at the same time. The pork is nice and tender. The prunes add a really nice texture in the background, actually. Make it really kind of jammy. Jacques and Julia do it again. This is a beautiful dish. Super easy, really complex flavor. Again, if you haven't seen them cooking together, I will leave in the description box below both the recipe that I use for this dish, as well as a link to the episode in which they prepare it. I would recommend take a peek at that. They are hilarious, and it is fun to watch 2 masters in the kitchen together. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it when you spend your time with me. If you liked this video, please give it a like, stick around, subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you. I look forward to seeing you here next time. Cheers.
That looks
We have
very
a basil
nice.
here. We'll put a
That's nice. That's nice.
That's a nice
Very
dish.
good.